What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. Today, I'm doing my 2023 NASCAR Cup Series predictions. Since it is 2023, I'll be doing 23 predictions for the 2023 Cup Series season. Let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. Prediction number 1. Kyle Busch will make the championship 4. Kyle Busch obviously will be transitioned away from Joe Gibbs Racing and will be driving for Richard Childress Racing in 2023 and driving the A car. A lot of people are going to be saying that's a really bold prediction. Well, I think Kyle Busch will get the best out of that equipment. I think he's going to run as good as Kevin Harvick did in 2013. And also get Kyle Busch to really do a great job at Richard Childress Racing. So I think he's going to be, while it's bold, I think he will make the championship 4 in 2023. Prediction number 2. Ty Gibbs does not score victory in his first full-time NASCAR Cup Series season in 2023. Ty Gibbs, very talented driver, but he struggled with select starts in the NASCAR Cup Series in 2022 when he drove for 23XI Racing. Granted, these cars are going to be much faster than what he ran at 23XI Racing. That being said, though, I think it's going to take a little bit of time to get used to it. I think he has a very solid year, gets a lot of top 5s and a lot of top 10s, but I think he fails to win in 2023. Prediction number 3. There will be no first-time winners in the NASCAR Cup Series in 2023. One of the big reasons why I don't think we get a first-time winner is there's not a lot of drivers who need to win a NASCAR Cup Series race that have already won. Guys like Ryan Preece, Noah Gragson, and Ty Gibbs will be in Cup once again, or Joan in Cup for the first time. I just don't see those guys getting their first career victories. Ty Gibbs has the best chance, and maybe Ryan Preece has the best chance, but sadly, I don't think any of those guys are going to win in 2023, so we get no first-time winners. Prediction number 4. There will be at least one flip in a NASCAR Cup Series race in 2023. Last year in 2022, you had a flip of like a couple flips that happened. Chris Buescher at Charlotte during the Coke 600. You also had the flip for Harrison Burton in the Daytona 500. I think at least one flip, whether it's Super Speedway, a road course, or whatever, I think we end up getting a flip throughout the season, and we get at least one car flipping upside down in 2023. Prediction number 5. Kevin Harvick and Martin Truex Jr. are both going to retire at the end of the 2023 season. Kevin Harvick's been 50-50 on his retirement, but I think Kevin Harvick decides to retire because I don't know if Stu Ross Racing is going to perform well enough for him to continue racing. And Martin Truex Jr., I think he retires as well. MTJ will be 43 at the end of the 2023 season, so I think next year will be the last year for both of those drivers. Prediction number 6. Chase Elliott will win at least 4 Cup Series races in 2023. This past year, Chase Elliott scored 5 victories in the NASCAR Cup Series. I think Chase Elliott is still going to be in his elite form, and the older he gets, I think the better he is going to get. So I think Chase Elliott easily is going to score 4 victories and be a threat in many races in 2023. Prediction number 7. Kyle Larson will win at least 5 Cup Series races in 2023. In 2022, Kyle Larson scored 3 victories. Near the end of the season, Kyle Larson started showing a lot more pace and a lot more speed. And I think that's going to carry, he's going to carry a lot of momentum. I think he's definitely one of the favorites to win the championship this year in 2023. And I think he honestly may surprise and win a Super Speedway race, but I think he gets at least 5 victories in 2023. Prediction number 8. Tyler Reddick will at least make it to the round of 8 in 2023. Tyler Reddick, of course, will be moving away from Richard Childress Racing and driving for 23XI Racing in the number 45 car. I think Tyler Reddick is an underdog to win the championship this year. Look how fast that 45 car was at points, and I think 23XI Racing is going to be stronger in 2023 than they were in 2022, and they were pretty strong near the end of the year in 2022 because they got a win with Bubba Wallace at Kansas where the 45 did sweep the year at Kansas. I think Reddick's going to get a couple victories next year, and I think that he will make it to the round of 8. Prediction number 9. Bubba Wallace will have his first multi-win season and scored 2 victories in the NASCAR Cup Series in 2023. Now, I'm not going to tell you which races that they're in because I might spoil one of those wins upcoming. But Bubba Wallace, I think, improves. He was really good at the end of 2022, scored that victory at Kansas, and I think that Bubba Wallace is going to be a legitimate threat to win quite a few races in 2023. So I think he's going to be a threat to be a top 10 consistent driver, and he might be a surprise round of 8 contender. I think he's actually going to be a round of 12 contender, but I think he may be an outside championship frontrunner. If he can start the year off good, I think he'll have a great year. Prediction number 10. There will be at least 2 photo finishes in the NASCAR Cup Series in 2023. Last year, there were a couple photo finishes, of course, in the Daytona 500 between Austin Cindric and Bubba Wallace. You also had that photo finish, I think, between Ryan Blaney and Chase Elliott in the Talladega Fall Race. I think both of those are going to come at super speedways at Daytona and Talladega, very similar to what we saw in 2022. Photo finishes are really great, and I think we continue seeing photo finishes in 2023 at least two. We may end up getting more, but we at least have two in 2023. Prediction number 11. There will be at least 18 drivers to score a victory in the NASCAR Cup Series in 2023. If you already watched my winners predictions, I have 20 drivers scoring a victory, but I think we get at least 18 winners. All the Hendrick cars, I think, are going to win. I think a lot of different teams are going to win. Stewart Racing gets a couple of their guys in victory lane, and I think also both 2311 guys get into victory lane. I think we're going to see a really strong year, continue competitiveness. I know a lot of people think that we're going to have less parity this season, but I think we get at least 18 drivers who score a victory in 2023. Prediction number 12. Hendrick Motorsports will win at least 10 races in 2023. Now, Hendrick Motorsports, I think, got around 10 wins in 2022, being the winningest organization. I think they're going to continue their winning ways. Hendrick seems to be the team that really gets it when it comes to a new car. They tend to be the team that is the strongest, and I think they're going to continue on that. They were really strong near the end of the year. I said that they were the best team, and I know a lot of people disagree with me in the comments. That's understandable because they didn't win the championship, but I think Hendrick Motorsports is going to be really, really strong and gets at least 10 race victories. Prediction number 13. Kind of bold prediction, but I think Jimmie Johnson will score at least one top 10 finish in the NASCAR Cup Series. Now, Jimmie Johnson is making his turn to the NASCAR Cup Series for the first time since 2020. He'll run at least 6 or 7 races. He's probably going to run around 10 races in 2023. Now, why do I think Jimmie Johnson has not been in the Cup Series? Why do I think he's going to get at least a top 10 finish? I think it's very simple. I think Penny GMS Motorsports is going to be a much stronger organization next year. But, of course, like I said, with Noah Gragson coming in, with Eric Jones being as strong as he's been, I think that's going to play a factor in helping out Jimmie Johnson. I think that will play a major role. So I think Jimmie Johnson scores at least one top 10. Prediction number 14. Alex Bowman misses the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. Now, a lot of Alex Bowman fans are going to be really shocked about this, considering I think Alex is a good driver. Here's the problem. I think Alex Bowman is going to be a little bit affected by the concussions, and I think he'll be affected by his performance. Granted, he's got a new good crew chief, that being Blake Harris, will play a factor in helping out Alex Bowman have a chance to make it, but I think he's going to have to win a race to make a playoffs, and Alex Bowman historically does not win a lot of races, and I think that's how you're going to be able to make it. So I think Alex Bowman, sadly, misses the playoffs in 2023. But I think Alex Bowman will get a contract, basically get a contract extension with Hendrick Motorsports and Ally 6 around long term. Prediction number 15. There will be at least 10 sellout NASCAR Cup Series races in 2023. I believe this year we had 6 or 7 NASCAR Cup Series sellouts at Daytona 500, Gateway, which I went to. I think Pocono had a sellout crowd. Michigan had a sellout infield. I think a lot of race next are going to sell out. NASCAR has had more people attending races over the last year or two. The economy could play a factor into that. We know the economy's been an issue this year, but I think we get at least 10 solid NASCAR Cup Series races, and NASCAR continues their growth in the Cup Series. Prediction number 16. Junior Motorsports will announce that they will be officially jumping up to the Cup Series. Now, I know that there's been a lot of people that are going to be a little bit shocked by this, but I think Junior Motorsports actually does at some point make the jump in the next few years. But I think they're going to announce that they will be making the jump, and here's why. Josh Berry, I think, is a driver that's very capable. They've got sponsorship and funding, and I think there's a possibility that Junior could try to acquire a charter by 2024. Now, I don't know if they'll have to sell their share with Hendrick to be able to make that move, but I think Junior Motorsports just announces they will jump up to the Cup Series. Prediction number 17. Brad Keselowski will score one victory in 2023. Now, Brad Keselowski's come out a very disappointing season. However, I think that RFK Racing is going to take very good initiative, and I think they're going to become a much stronger team in 2023 consistency-wise. And I think Brad Keselowski's win is going to come, I believe, at Daytona, the cutoff race. Keselowski is a driver I expect to improve. I don't know if he'll make the playoffs off of that win, but I think Brad Keselowski will win one race in 2023 and be more competitive, not make some of the mistakes he made last year. I think Keselowski will be a threat. Prediction number 18. Eric Jones will win one race in 2023. That race I predict will be his Talladega. Eric Jones actually scored a victory in the 2022 Southern 500, and I think that's going to be a big factor in helping out Eric Jones score another victory. Eric Jones, a very solid driver, petty GMS last year at points, was contending for the top 10 in points. I think that's going to play a major factor in helping out Eric Jones go out there and score victories, and I think Eric Jones will be a legitimate factor in the 2023 Cup Series season and have a chance at the playoffs. I think he scores at least one victory in 2023, and I think it's one. Prediction number 19. Daniel Suarez will make it to the round of 12 in the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. That is where Daniel Suarez finished in 2022. That's what round he made it into. I don't see Daniel Suarez advancing out of the round of 12. The reason being is I think while Suarez will be a little bit more consistent, a little bit more up front, I just don't see that number 99 car being quick enough to be there. I think there'll be fast trackhouse racing, but I would not be surprised if we see a little bit of a down performance in the trackhouse racing cars, though I think they're still going to be really fast, and I think Suarez is still going to win in 2023. But I think Suarez will at least make it to the round of 12 in 2023. Prediction number 20. There will be at least 44 cars that will enter the 2023 Daytona 500. There have already been 39 confirmed entries, all 36 charter entries, and then, of course, Zane Smith will drive likely 36. Jimmy Johnson and Austin Hill is going to drive the 62. We're very close to announcing Julio Castroneves in either the Money Team or Trackhouse Racing. Team Haysbert, I think, will run 1 to maybe 2 cars. MBM will run maybe 1 to 2 cars. And there'll be other organizations like maybe 3F Racing shows up and other organizations that will enter. But I think easily we get at least 44 cars enter, and we'll have a pretty interesting bump date, and qualifying will be more interesting than it's been in the last couple of seasons. Prediction number 21. There will be at least 4 NASCAR Cup Series races with full fields, that being 40 Cup Series cars. In 2022, there was only one race that had a full 40-car field, and that was the 2022 Daytona 500, if I'm not mistaken. There were some races I think we got really close to that 40-car number, but I think it was the only race with a full field. I think the fact there are more teams entering, of course, Beer Motorsports ending a couple races that they normally do not run, that being the Chicago Street Course and at Michigan. And you're obviously going to have other teams that are going to enter races like 3F Racing's entering. The Money Team's probably going to enter. Trackhouse is going to enter some races. So you're going to have more versatility in the field and more teams showing up. So I think we get at least 4 drivers races with 40-plus cars. Prediction number 22. Ryan Preece will finish in the top 22 in points. I think Ryan Preece has a solid year, does better than Cole Custer, but I think the 41 team, there's some changes coming to them that most likely, including the driver. I just think Ryan Preece will have some struggles next year, but I think Ryan Preece will also still, though, have a pretty solid year in 2023. I think he finishes at least top 22 in points. I think he at least will have an opportunity to maybe get a top 20. I think it maybe top 20, but I think he easily gets a top 22 in points. And prediction number 23, and the final prediction for 2023, the Daytona 500 prediction. If you watch my NASCAR Cup Series winners predictions for 2023, you probably already know who I'm picking to win. My winner's pick for the 2023 Daytona 500 is Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace came very close to winning the 2022 Daytona 500, finished second with the fender basically gone after getting involved in a wreck late, but he still ended up being able to have a strong run and finish second. Bubba Wallace is also really good at super speedways, so I really think that's going to play a factor in helping out Bubba Wallace win the 2023 Daytona 500. So I think Bubba Wallace gets his first Daytona 500 victory, and that's going to be one of his 2 victories. I predict Bubba also wins one of the Kansas races, but I think that he will be a factor to win at multiple races in 2023, but he wins the 2023 Daytona 500. So, that is going to be it for the 2023 NASCAR Cup Series predictions. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so notified when a video does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Links description below that, and comment your thoughts on today's video. What are your 2023 NASCAR Cup Series predictions? Let me know in the comments below. Tomorrow on my channel, I'm not entirely sure what is going to be released on the channel. It could be anything at this point. It could be a NASCAR news video. There's been some NASCAR news that's been released. It could be a 2023 NASCAR Cup Series driver lineup video, not a predictions video, but looking at everything confirmed for the 2023 NASCAR Cup Series driver lineup. We've got a lot of other videos that are going to be dropping here. That announcement video is being pushed back just a little bit at the moment. The main reason being is there's been some personal stuff that I'm not going to get into that's been kind of pushing that back behind the scenes. But there's a lot of other content on the way as we close out 2023. in 22, and we head into 2023. So anyway, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for some more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.